You ready?
So, go ahead, take it.
Oh. Liberty and Lead podcast. Keep it local, keep it cash. Tell the feds to kiss your ass. I'm Ty.
I'm Moo.
I'm Trigger.
Professor.
Professor sitting in for one more minute.
So, did you guys have a good turkey? Maybe butterball for Thanksgiving?
We had ham. Why?
It resurfaced the scandal from the Butterball Turkey Factory. Allegedly, workers were fucking the turkeys, like while they were shackled up, fucking the turkeys.
Workers.
That being said, I read into it a little bit. Some comments said it was from 2016, but then again, it was reported by PETA, the least reliable source in the world.
True that.
Like CNN looks down on PETA. That's how bad it is.
So I have the task of doing 2 turkeys. So I did one on Thursday, yesterday, one tomorrow. My mom had purchased a Butterball. My wife purchased a Member's Mark. But
Butterball.
It's extra juicy.
Extra creamy.
I didn't have to brine it as much this year.
But yeah, the turkey sizes were too big for my parents, too small for us, so we swapped them. So the Butterball's on tap for tomorrow.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Well, I've had this before.
Well, are you roasting them, smoking them?
Smoker.
So,
Spatchcock?
Yes.
I smoked. So last weekend, I smoked a 14-pound bird Saturday, and then smoked a pork butt Sunday.
Nice.
So my smoker was pretty active. 14-pound bird. It took 10 hours.
Professor wants to get out of here. Roads suck.
Yeah.
But before he goes, he bought a Streamlight for his Hellcat Pro. I bought a Streamlight for my Hellcat Pro. I fucked up. I bought mine from Temu. I don't know why. I bought this T-shirt from Temu. I'm surprised it's spelled correctly.
Well, the Arkfeld that Moody picked up,
He didn't get that off Temu, did
but
he?
still, it's knockoff bullshit. Pretty good,
I don't think
right?
it is knockoff.
Well, but-
I mean, it was pretty legit all the way around.
Did
this
your-
one was not. This thing came in a fucking plastic bag with a sticker on it in a shitty box.
Okay, well, yeah.
This had like that seal pull tab
Yeah.
thing.
Say that right there sounds like the buzz coming out in you.
Well, Amy swears by fucking Temu's, but we compared them. His TLR7 Streamlight, TLR7A.
Just standing here, you point yours at the ceiling and activate it, and then I put my flashlight at the ceiling, and you couldn't tell yours was on.
Yeah.
Same now.
No, his legit Streamlight is legit. So I'm probably gonna have to go out and spend some fucking money
And
and
again,
throw that thing in the trash.
how much extra you adding on to the original Streamlight because you bought that?
$60.
There you go. So
Yeah. So now I'm way behind.
Wait, you paid $60 for a Temu flashlight?
It's a pretty good looking knockoff. Here, look at it. And, I mean, it's got the right insignia.
yeah, it looks good.
It's probably a quality control defect.
Oh.
Thrown in the fuck it bucket.
Is that the normal buttons for that
Yeah.
though?
I think that's like the baseline TLR7 style. Yours is built for the Hellcat, and it's got a little
Yeah, it's the TLR7
subcompact, but
Yeah.
it even says Hellcat right on the side of it, HCAT
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, HCAT.
So, all right, yeah, it kicked my ass.
Live and learn.
But what we do on these things, we talk guns, we shoot guns, we play with guns,
We buy dumb shit.
we accessorize our guns with holsters, lights, everything. Optics.
Mm-hmm.
Optics have come on in the last 5 years, pretty
Yeah.
strong. I would
Big
say.
time on pistols. Yep.
Yeah. Nowadays, if you don't have an optic on there, I mean, I see people shoot them on TV, and I'm like, that guy ain't got an optic. That's the first thing I look for.
Yeah.
So,
But
once you shoot one with an optic, you're kind of like, okay. It takes a few rounds to get used to, you're like, okay, this isn't for me. But then you go a couple mags in, and you're going, okay, I can never see myself doing this without it.
Yeah. And right on break, I mounted that one up, and you start looking through it, and it is a major training issue where you have to practice to find your dot.
So people do it occluded now. So, because I still have a problem with trying to close one eye. With optic, you're supposed to shoot with both eyes open. So what they do is
Who the
they
hell
cover
shoots a pistol with an eye shut?
they cover the front of the optic, but with both eyes, they supersede each other or whatever. And you're with both eyes open, you're still shooting at the green dot or red dot or blue dot or whatever you've got.
Well, yeah, depending which
because
eye
this eye's
dominant
picking
you
up
are.
the target and this eye's picking up the dot.
Well,
I have a cover, but most people just use black tape and they cover it up.
even
It,
using
it knocks out a lot of that one eye thing, but I still find myself.
even using a rifle scope, I keep both eyes open.
I have trouble under magnification keeping both eyes open. But red dot, pistols, open sights, always two eyes open.
I still have a problem with it. I don't know why. I just got to practice it out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, but as far as accessorizing guns, there's only so much you can do. You can get bigger mags, you can get better.
You guys have more accessories than I've ever thought of. I have one handgun with an optic on it. The rest of mine all has steel sights.
But if you were to go out and purchase a new gun, if you were to order one, would it be optic ready?
They would have an optic cut slide or an optic on it, but
Next handgun I buy, I'll get optic ready.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing I have now has an optic.
Just because it says optic ready doesn't mean you have to put one on it.
No.
and you're right. But
OSP slides or whatever they call them now.
back when I bought all mine, now optic ready slides were not a thing.
Like I said, they're coming on pretty strong. There's, I don't think the Hellcat Pro, every Hellcat Pro has an optic slide, right?
I believe so, yeah.
The Hellcat original, you had to opt for it or against it. It was
Yeah.
like $50 more for an optic slide, which is just.
And
little
I bought
machine or
mine
something.
already all set up with
Yeah.
the SMS.
The shield, yeah. The Walters you can't get now. Smith and Wesson is going. They were one of the. They did it, but they weren't on board like a lot of them. The Canics, the CZs, the Walters, and the Springfields are all pretty much standardizing the optic cut slides. So Smith and Wesson finally is doing pretty much the same thing. So they got the Pro line that is optic cut, every one of them. So yeah, optic for the win. What are you shopping for?
You got half a mil burning a hole in your pocket.
And that's without an engine.
Yep.
The fuck are you buying?
So, where is it? Doesn't say. Anyways,
know.
1967 Chevy Camaro Z28 barn find is actually a super rare Yenko worth $500,000.
Holy shit!
And it doesn't have an engine in it.
The part that made it a Yenko, the 427, aluminum 427. Yeah.
All right, so how about for the uneducated with the cars? What the hell's a Yanko?
It's a Copo car, central office production order. There was Don Yanko went to GM and said, I want to build these cars. Damn. They're basically race cars. Don Yanko got them. He owned a dealership, brought them in, went through them, put, Muncie 5-speeds in them or something. All of them got, there were Chevelles, there was a few Chevelles, a lot of Camaros. There was even some Novas, a couple other ones. But they got aluminum 427 engines put
Is
out.
that like the equivalent of Shelby taking Mustangs and
Yep.
Yep. Chip Foose.
The Copos, for some reason, are always worth a fucking boatload of money. They're still kind of building them today. The Berger Chevy Camaros were kind of Copo cars. They bring them in, they send them out to some company, and they fix them up.
Yanko only built 54 Camaros in that year, and they found a barn find one.
I'm trying to think of all the cars that they did. I know there was some Novas, a lot of Novas.
All Yankos were ordered with the 427 big block. rated at 450 horsepower in the late 60s.
In a fucking F-body,
Yeah.
unibody car. So when it went off the line, the car went...
Well, it is a hardtop, so at least it stayed mostly straight.
All less flex. What else? What else we know about the Yenkos? They had disc brakes. I think they had 4-wheel disc brakes back then. That was rare. Dana 60s. They put Dana 60s in them, I think, to hold that power.
I don't know, but I mean, it mentions in here that GM corporate would not allow Chevy to put a engine larger than 400 cubic inches.
Insurance and different things.
Yeah. So Yenko took it into their own hands. 6.6 liter, and they put in a 7 liter.
A Yenko. What makes a Yenko Camaro? 4-speed, power disc brakes, aluminum 4-core radiator, heavy-duty suspension. If I can get this to open.
An aluminum radiator, 4-core radiator back then would have cost
Don Yenko sold 201 of these iconic machines, which followed his famous plan: take an assembly line Camaro equipped with a 4-speed, power disc brakes, aluminum 4-core radiator, heavy-duty suspension, and pack it with a 450 horsepower L72 427 engine. Finished with front and rear spoilers, a cowl induction hood, Yenko 427 badges, special striping, and SYC identification, usually in the seats and
Hold
stickers.
on. You said
The white stripe across the trunk.
He said you took it from he took it from the factory with 4-wheel disc, like it had it already.
No, I think he put the disc on there.
About to say, because an '83 Z came with drums on the back.
The very first of 201 69 Camaros, Le Mans Blue, personally used by Don Yenko as a development mule, blah, blah, blah. No, it had a 12-bolt posi traction rear end. So M21 4-speed Muncie, 12-bolt posi traction rear end. The car is beautiful condition thanks to an expert restoration performed in 2006.
I was gonna say, to be honest, your '69 Chevelle post car came with 4-wheel drum brakes.
Cool.
'67 Chevelle came with 4-wheel drum brakes.
0 to
So-
60 to 0 was measured with a calendar.
No shit. So 69 and 70 Novas.
Get out of here. Yeah. Everybody say bye to Professor.
Bye, Professor.
Later.
See you, Professor.
Drive safe. Watch out for the idiots.
Yeah, there's a...
There's a boatload.
They're everywhere.
Oh, my gosh.
They walk amongst us.
Well, speaking of
vote.
hot cars, where'd that list go?
What list?
That flyer that you had for that freaking auction or whatever.
Meet 'em auction?
I don't know. I never seen it.
Up here.
It was over there when I walked that way. But after that, I don't know.
Fuck, I don't know either.
There's only so many places you would have put it.
Right.
Is it under the notepad?
No. Oh, yeah, it is. I'm removing the notepad. So, a lot of talk about this Nelson Speed Shop, Greenville Power Sports Place. It's Macasta, what is it? Lakeside Motorsports up there. They sell everything. Polaris, Can-Am,
Skidoo, I think.
just everything power sports, quads. A lot of side-by-sides.
You used to hear them all over. Nelson's Speed Shop. Or Nelson's freaking...
Well, the owner got in some trouble. I got this flyer in the mail. High-end personal car collection, online auction, Tuesday, December 17th, Macasta, Michigan. Court-ordered sale. Oh, auctioneer's note. Court-ordered sale. Rare collection of automotive masterpieces, meticulously cared for, private collection, climate-controlled indoor storage, pristine, rare, yours to own. Full walk-around videos and thousands of pictures available for your viewing on our website. Opportunities like this are rare. Don't let this collection pass you by. Well, let me go down the list. I'm going to skip the best. I think that's probably the best winner right there. Yeah, dude.
What, a fucking vet?
No. Well, he's got a bunch of those. He's got a bunch of those. He knows
Or
what
a
he knows
fucking
his stuff.
83 30 nothing Camaro.
2021 Vet Z51 Stingray 6.2. Another one 2014 Z51 3LT Stingray 6.2 in that. 2020 Camaro ZL1 supercharged LT4 like Murray's car. Fast. That thing's got 11,000 miles. Dude, none of these things have any real miles on them. A 2005 SSR pickup with less than 4,000 miles on it. A 2019 Dodge Challenger supercharged Hellcat Red Eye. 720 miles on that. 2009 SRT 8 6.1, 9,500 miles on that. A 21 Shelby GT 500, 962 miles. These cars are brand new, man. A 02 Thunderbird Deluxe, ugly ass car, but this thing, a 3.9 liter 8-cylinder. How gutless is that fucking thing? 5,500 miles on it. Here's one that just, I don't know. He must have drove one and fell in love. 2019 Lincoln Continental Black Label 18th Anniversary Limited Edition, 80th Anniversary Limited Edition. 7280, I don't know what that means. 3 liter 6-cylinder all-wheel drive, 4,600 miles. A 21 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon like Tina's, 392 SRT Jeep. 2,600 miles on it. Ugly ass Ford Bronco. I don't understand how people. 2.7 EcoBoost. If it says EcoBoost on it, just stay away from it. It's only got 2,800 miles on it. It's probably got another 40 on it at least before it blows up. 24 Polaris Expedition ADV 1000 North Star, 1,600 miles. Those things are like 60 grand for a fucking side by side. This was loaded. 22 Can-Am Defender like Tina's, but 2 years older, 9,000 miles. It's got a lot of miles. And 2 Sea-Doos, Wave Runners. But the one that stood out to me the most was the 69 Camaro SS convertible official pace car of the 53rd Indianapolis 500. It says, I think it says in here. Oh, there it is. 31, just under 32,000 original miles. That car is gorgeous. I'm gonna watch the auction. Obviously, I can't buy any of it. Does any of those? I would actually drive the Shelby 500 GT 500. That's saying something. I mean, obviously it's a Mustang. I'll probably wrap it around a fucking crowd before I know it. But
I think the car just does it on its own.
I don't think you gotta put much effort into it.
Oh, since you got a second, can you give me a downer?
Yeah.
So, I was perusing
I
the news.
got a case over there.
Oh. Perusing the news. And you guys know I have Starlink internet at the house. It's basically the only option I have. FCC approves T-Mobile and Starlink's direct-to-cell service. So, since 2022, apparently, they've been working together, and the FCC finally gave them the approval to allow, not at full power, but communication between T-Mobile cell phones and Starlink satellites,
So satellite phones.
essentially,
Yeah.
which will
Holy
give it
shit.
a much broader network.
I
Be
mean,
full
it'd be
coverage.
fucking worldwide now.
Yeah,
You still have a problem with a Faraday cage such as this, I think, but
you would, but
Go
you got
outside,
that
you
problem
mean.
with cells anyways.
right.
But this would also help in situations like they had in like North Carolina when that hurricane came through and knocked cell towers out.
No problem.
Can't take the satellites down easily.
Right.
So as long as you can get charging your phone, you can get a signal off the cell and still be able to, hey, I am alive. Send a helicopter. This sucks.
But is that also going to make for bigger issues with people then turning their cell phones on planes because now their cell service comes from above, not below, so they actually get cell service now?
Well, you're still in the Faraday cage. It's not grounded per se, but it is still a metal tube.
I think it's pretty well grounded.
An airplane in the air.
Oh. I bet there's got to be something in there.
But
All right.
it means that you could have good high-speed internet on a plane now because it's a little bit closer to the satellites.
That mic still on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the show. Greg's here.
Oh, thanks for inviting me over.
Welcome,
Like,
G-Dubs.
subscribe, comment. Professor just left.
Thought you were busy prepping your butterball.
We changed it to lasagna and mac and cheese.
Good. From what I just heard, you're probably better off.
What?
People in the Butterball
Scandal
factory,
with Butterball.
Oh.
they're fucking the chickens or birds, the turkeys.
Turkeys while they're shackled.
Well, if they got that big of a cock and they can fuck a turkey cock, I'm impressed. 'Cause I couldn't even get in the beak.
They, according to PETA, the most reliable source for this kind of thing, the workers are describing the cloaca where the eggs come out as the turkey's vagina.
God.
Guess that's why that turkey was a little salty last time.
Well, I just got schooled on don't buy anything from fucking Temu. You just missed that.
Well, no shit.
Yeah.
You think the government's tracking? Now China's tracking you.
Well, Amy talked me into fucking using it. She buys so much shit. I bought this T-shirt from there.
It's probably got some tracker on it.
I'm sure
somewhere.
it does. China.
China.
We just got done talking about these cars. They got a Jeep just like yours with a hell of a lot less miles on it in there. They're going to auction off.
Oh yeah.
The Lakeside Motorsports guy that got in trouble. What's your version? Have you heard anything on that?
I heard that they were
I heard his
A lot
daughter
of
embezzled a
money.
bunch of fucking.
a lot of money because they were using banks and banks and banks to get all these loans, and this is what I heard back.
Well, he's got a hell of a collection, and every one of them has got crazy low fucking miles. Open, yeah.
69 or
Camaro.
Camaro.
Yeah, 31,000 miles on it.
Huh.
There's cars in there with less than 1,000
But
miles.
this is all his personal stuff.
Yeah, somehow he got in trouble.
It's probably not his personal stuff. It's probably stuff that he put on the business for himself.
Right. Well, he mismanaged that.
I feel like that's gonna raise some eyebrows. So,
Oh hell yeah,
Doge, Department
yeah.
of Government Efficiency,
we love that.
Vivek Ramaswamy says they'll scrutinize $6.6 billion Biden loan to Tesla rival Rivian. I feel like that's gonna maybe stir a pot that Elon Musk doesn't want to be a part of, like to be seen as using his influence to try and tear down a rival. It's not a very good look. But 6.6 billion
With the B.
That's it. You can't even live on that.
No, the Bidens can't. You're right. Christ. There's been now there are a bunch of people coming out saying, yeah, all the people saying that half of that money's coming back to the Bidens or the Democratic Party. You're not wrong. It really was.
So this is from being in a business. So I have to report my earnings to the IRS.
Yeah.
Okay, all of the politicians they go in making, just say an average one is worth $200,000 or $300,000, and he's going to make what,
Nope.
$100
Stay the fuck out there.
and
dog.
some $1,000 in the Senate, and they're in there for 10 years, and all of a sudden they're multi-millionaires. That's because they're doing insider trade. So are they
You can't
paying
do that.
taxes on that? Because I guarantee the Democrats that are making all this money aren't going to say, yeah, we need to tax the rich, because they're getting fucking filthy rich.
Martha Stewart went to prison for insider trading.
Yeah.
Right.
Why are these fuckers?
I'm cooler than her. No, it's
Yeah, but you
it's
don't
dirty.
have the
Well, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
she
about
worked
that.
We were just the last episode. We were talking about the Doge, and listing off a bunch of the things that they're going to go after, as they should, because there's just absolutely millions and billions of fucking dollars getting wasted on stupid shit. We've talked about how many buildings they just have abandoned right now. The government owns. They're doing nothing with. The lights are all on. The fucking water's still on. There's internet run to every one of them for no reason.
But you know what they'll do? They'll sell those for like next to nothing to
One
a
of their
politician's husband or a friend or something like that. Give them a sweet ass deal for a $10 million building, $100,000. You buy it, and it was. Well, thank you.
But if Elon and Vivek have something to do with it, they're going to make sure they get their money's worth out of it now.
Yeah. It's just government waste. That being said, I feel like at least the government would keep the building intact, whereas GM, when they abandoned some old buildings, they tore them down to just fucking concrete lots.
Mm-hmm.
Left it as just concrete ground.
Yeah, because there's so much contamination, they couldn't do anything with it.
Right. You can't sell it.
Well,
So
they,
the
you
government
can't
will
do
pick
anything with
pick it up, and they'll pay all the money.
They could have left.
overpay.
To clean it.
They could have left the building itself standing because somebody would want a building, but now it is just a concrete lot.
Yep.
You
Which-
cannot do anything with.
The
Most
concrete's-
definitely, if you're going across that lot, be fucking careful.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that
that
being
concrete
said-
lot's worth a lot of money. You dig it up and crush it and then resell it. It's probably worth more than
Well,
a
it's
building.
not worth the
Freaking
labor.
Steel pieces, the curbs that are still in there and shit. Because
yeah.
they're not flat.
No,
They still have footings in there, all that shit.
they look
I've been
flat because
on
all the
them.
weeds are above all that stuff.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to drive across it.
No, it's...
Snow.
But they could have just left the building open. There's a guy on TikTok bought an old factory in Detroit and is opening it up as an auto factory, like a lower scale one.
Oh, I've seen
You've
something
seen
on
that?
that. Yeah.
But it's an old auto factory, but they left it standing, so someone else was able to step in
Repurpose it.
and start repurposing it for something else instead of demolish the building. So now it's a lot that nobody can use without dumping tons of fucking money into.
Right.
That's GM's last fuck you for the area.
Right.
And then some stuff about apparently nuclear fusion is
You guys
making
are all truck
strides.
drivers, aren't you? Because you guys have time to look at this shit on the internet.
Actually, I did it today. Like, for instance, I
Look
saw
at me.
today.
Well, that's because you work.
You should see Jeremy's fucking foot. Boy, is he messed up.
For instance, today
What happened?
I saw that Gavin Newsom, governor of California, who
Yeah.
makes about $250,000 a year,
Oh, no.
just bought a $9 million house.
Yeah, but he was a multi-millionaire before he went in.
Isn't he the one that fucking put it to where, something about the freaking bread in Subway or Panera or something, where you had to sell a loaf of bread and...
You had to pay X amount
Minimum
as
wage.
minimum wage,
Yeah, that's right.
but as long as you sell bread by the loaf, then you're exempt from that ruling.
in a grocery store.
Because his buddy worked for Panera, but they totally didn't talk about it beforehand.
So Panera started selling loaves of bread.
No,
But they
Panera
did.
was selling loaves of bread.
That was their insider
Okay.
loophole.
See? Fucking asshole piece of shit politicians.
Right. Well, that's kind of their title,
But it's California.
and that's their title.
You know? Term limits. Term fucking limits. Fuck you assholes, term
I'll
limits.
give you that. I'm with that.
When is this thing?
December
December
17th.
17th.
You can probably browse it now.
There's a QR code on there. I was going to send a
I
couple
don't
links
need
on.
any more vehicles.
Do
Unless I
you?
stole it.
I would look really cool in that fucking Camaro.
That Camaro's not going to make you look
You
cool.
would not look cool.
I was going to say, I beg to differ on that.
I see you more like a Tesla cool.
Hey,
Oh God.
San Francisco style.
License plate gas. LOL.
God.
Charging it with a fucking generator.
Tesla license plates are the worst
Dude,
thing
they
to
all
see.
have them. It's funny.
December 10th, you said?
December
17th.
17th.
If I had a Tesla, I'd have a.
There's a
My
QR
license plate would say
scanner
Genrex.
right there.
There you go.
My license
Well-
plate would be Genrex.
There's a couple asset auctions. Ooh, you want a CNC machine? There's a bunch up for auction.
Nope.
Court ordered high-end personal car collection liquidation.
Got it.
69 Chevy Camaro SS. Oh, dude,
What do you think that'll go for?
Okay.
I'm
Be
gonna send
careful.
you this link. Use
What'd you
my
do to your
handwriting.
I got it.
Drop an anvil on it or something?
He got an infection
Ooh.
Dude, I'm still looking at these.
in his foot.
Hey,
Is it the one that looks like it's big?
Yeah.
Your right one? Is it your right foot?
It's huge.
How'd you get an infection in it?
here you go.
Smoking.
Steel case. What is it? Steel case data case. 10 drawer metal cabinet, 19-inch wide, 28-inch deep, 55.5-inch tall. It's
Suppose
the
he just gave one away.
skinny
I like
one.
That. No, I'm good.
So that dude. So
I want to know the fucking truth. There's so many weird fucking stories, man.
Well, obviously, if they're liquidating his shit, there's.
They're trying to get money back.
They're
Hey,
trying to pay
here you
off
go.
shit. Probably.
Ty, he's
Yeah.
got in this other auction. What is this one?
Yeah, a minute.
Former assets of Parker and Sons Garage. He's got a Napa 2-door wall mount cabinet.
Oh, those are cool. Those are cool.
Do you need a wall mount cabinet?
Nope.
It's an
no
older
shit down
style.
there. I know. Those are cool, though. I always like those.
And we kind of bummed when I moved. I'm like, is my shop gonna go with me, or is I gotta drive all the way down here?
What are you gonna? You're gonna sell that place, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Sell it to your kid?
What, there? No. What kid? Carter?
No, the other one.
Oh, he ain't come back here.
You come back here.
That's why we're building a house, because now all of a sudden they want to stay with us.
Hey, Ty, why don't you buy that one?
I thought about it.
Then you
but
can keep the
I
pool.
don't think I can afford it.
First thing to do is knock down the pool house, so we can see how it's. At least like chop off half of it, so.
Get a nice angled roof on the backside.
I don't want to deal with all the leaves.
Yeah,
I mean, you're halfway
that's why I'm
there.
moving. The fucking neighbors got shitloads. At least I just got woods and they just bloated the edge.
I figured you were getting rid of it because of the neighbors.
Yeah, we don't mind the neighbors. I mean, they're all right.
They got to deal with me once in a while.
I mean, it's great when I need tools. Hey, do you have this? Oh, well, I got like 6 of them. So you won't miss one if I take it and I don't bring it back.
Sure. I ended up buying 3 TVs. They all showed up the same day.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Is that the new one up there?
Yeah, I got 2 65s and a 85. Buzz got one of the 65s, and Jeremy bought the other one. So I ended up with that. But I still got that one over there on the floor. That's a 65-inch, just like the ones they bought.
Hey,
The fucking 65s are $220
Shit. It's fucking cheap.
for a 4K TV.
you want another toolbox?
No, fuck no.
It's a snap-on, though.
I looked at that Mastercraft one or whatever they got, Master Force, the ones at Menards today again. I'd like to get rid of that stainless steel one a little bit. That thing's way overloaded. Fuck. Sell that thing and
Holy shit. Lot of approximately 150 52 by 44 half-inch sheets of plywood. 150 of them and a lot.
that's pretty good. You gotta stop shopping, dude. What are we talking about? Other than that auction, the auction's coming up. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna try to watch it. What date is that? What's the 17th?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna look.
I was just perusing through the other ones that they have
I could
on
probably
the
get
site.
those for free
Probably.
somewhere. The 17th is a Tuesday,
Yeah.
so
They do their auctions during the week, which just makes it really hard to keep a good eye on.
yeah. I'm not gonna
the
buy it.
people that
I
actually
can't.
work for a
I want to
living.
watch and see what happens, but
Well, actually, you can go in like the next day and
see what they went for.
see like the closed auctions and go back and see the final price.
Not as fun as watching it live. So
But you just never know what that shit's gonna go for. Right now, there's people with a lot of money. That shit's all gonna go really high. I guarantee, like that Jeep will probably go for 89,000.
that Camaro's going to go for 200 grand.
Think so?
It should. If it's really got 31,000 miles on it,
And if it's actual, I mean,
it is. If you look at the rest of his collection, it's legit. The only slouches in there are kind of that Lincoln. I don't like that Lincoln. The SSR truck,
The SSRs are horrifically ugly.
but they're worth.
Dude,
They got 6.0 in them.
I've already said
They've already been LS swapped.
the SSR feels like GM's kind of fuck you way of saying, see, Americans don't want the Utes like Australia has. they didn't buy the SSR.
Right.
It feels
They
like
made 'em
that's
ugly.
what they came in. It looks like basically a Sunfire turned into a pickup. I don't care that it's got a V8. It looks like a fucking Sunfire, all bulbous and shit. Nobody bought it because it was horrifically ugly. And they said, see, Americans don't want the Ute style, so we're not going to do it ever again. Instead of bringing us like the Holden Commodore, which is a Pontiac G8 with a truck bed on it and a great big V8 in the front.
And they looked really cool.
They looked like a fucking Pontiac with a truck bed.
They looked cool.
With
I guess I've never seen one of those.
they had a Corvette engine in the front.
Yeah.
That thing,
It was a Camaro chassis.
You see Cadillacs getting into F1 2026?
Are they? The guy that was just sitting in your seat there, he's big into that shit. I watch a little.
The money they put in the F1 shit.
Dude,
It's like the driver makes
he's having trouble.
$600 million.
That's a cool looking car, isn't it? The Pontiac Commodore.
Holden
It's
Commodore.
like it's like a futuristic El Camino.
Like-
they were badass. They're hard. You
I've
can't
never,
get them.
I've never seen one of those.
This is one of the older ones with a tonneau cover.
They're just.
It's a Pontiac.
I could see myself hauling my quad around on that.
Hauling ass in that.
Oh my quad, dude.
Like, yeah, it's a small truck bed, but most Americans don't really use pickup beds. Like your average F-150, they don't use the bed.
Right.
That bed is perfectly fine for that work.
Yep.
And it's got the sportiness of a car packed into it. Probably the mileage of a car.
No weight on the ass end. That thing is a burnout machine.
Yeah.
You ever see like the custom work ones where they put the huge blower sticking out of the hood? Those are badass.
But
Fat tires.
every time I see the SSR, all I can think is that was GM's middle finger towards American car
You're
community.
probably right. The side by side, they got an old Can-Am, but it's got a shitload of miles on it. That who knows what that'll go for. That Polaris is worth a bunch of money. 24 North Star.
Is that the one that's got the cab on the back too?
Yep. That thing's. Those are like 60 grand, dude. When they're fully loaded, it's crazy. That'd probably go for 40. I bet I'd go for 35.
I'd pay $35 for it.
That's fucking badass, dude.
I don't
Polaris has finally made a comeback because for the longest time,
But I don't
Polaris
think they
was
look
junk.
as nice as the Can-Ams.
No, it looks.
It looks like a Jeep.
It's pretty ugly.
Yeah.
What other? The 22 Ford Bronco, Wild Track, Sasquatch. I'm sorry. Any of the new Broncos. Don's isn't. Don's is the best looking one. It's still ugly, but it's the best looking one I've ever seen. That's one, yeah. Oh, this
all I can think
02
of was-
Thunderbird, but it's only got 5,400 miles on it. Just the
I even think about the damn Broncos, and if it ain't got a freaking big V8 in it, it ain't.
Well, they got the one that's got a, it's a turbocharged V6, right?
EcoBoost.
EcoBoost.
It's the, what's the truck? The
Right.
Ford's truck?
Ranger.
Raptor. They got a
Oh, yeah.
Raptor one. They got a Raptor.
The Raptor
Bronco.
R with the V8 in it is nice, but Ford
the
has a big
Raptor-
problem right now with their oiling systems. I think.
To be honest, I don't know because I haven't looked at anything new. But the simple fact is, I can't afford anything new.
No, nobody can, dude. Fuck. But they have a big problem with their new eco engines, 2.7s, whatever they are. Even the V6 3.5s.
Look, I'm all
Their oiling
for.
systems are junk.
I'm
the
all
new ones.
for a good ecosystem. I drive a diesel Jetta. I'm okay with eco. That being
You
said,
fucking tree
hold
hugger.
on. There are certain vehicles that should never have anything less than a V8. Mustang should never have anything
Do
less
they
than
really
a
have
V8.
a good V8 in a Mustang?
That
Well, they
Shelby
don't,
GT500
but-
might. That one in there might.
But
302's a freaking awesome engine.
we used to work
the
with a
Coyote
guy.
engine. All.
We
I got a Godzilla engine. And a dump truck.
Godzilla.
like I
God
used to
sucked the fucking gas out of me.
Godzilla.
I used to work with a guy who bought or maybe he leased a Mustang brand new Mustang Fastback, but it had the four-cylinder EcoBoost and a 6-speed manual.
That yellow one?
Black.
Or the kid that was at where we work with the yellow one? That was a nice looking car.
But
That was a V6 though.
but
Who's the one that had the 4-cylinder turbo freaking
Was it?
Mustang? The
the
black,
black one, yeah,
But it still had like
that
300
guy.
fucking horsepower.
That's who I'm talking about. Knocked up a chick and then left town.
I thought it was yellow.
No, he had a
What was
black
his
one.
name?
Dustin.
Yeah.
But so he had a white Pontiac G6, I think,
Yep.
before that. But it's a 4-cylinder with a stick.
It put out 300 fucking horsepower.
We pulled out of the parking lot one night, me on a 750 motorcycle, and him in that car. He turned out before me, and I had to pause to make sure there was no traffic, and I went ripping after him. Like, I ended up having to pull into the middle lane because we were neck and neck by that big aeronautics place down the road. And then started coming over that hill, and I realized we probably shouldn't be neck and neck doing triple digits coming over this fucking hill. Because
Especially when you're in the center.
when I'm in the
Dirt
wrong
and
lane,
shit.
I'm in the wrong lane, and we're about to be in sight of any cop that happens to be at that intersection, and it ain't gonna look good for me. So we come over the hill, and I'm already letting off because at 100, you start losing acceleration on that 750. Start letting off, come over the hill, and see a line of turkeys or geese crossing the road. So immediately get on the brakes, fucking hard, both of us, but I can stop faster, and I can weave between them.
That center lane's dirty.
It is, but I was able to slow it down and weave between the geese.
The
and
geese
he
are there because of that
fucking-
little shitty pond.
He smoked 2 of them.
That's awesome.
Like a guy that doesn't work with you guys anymore left there moments after us. Was surprised when he got to the street and we were nowhere to be found. But he said there were still feathers flying in the air when he got down the road.
Oh, shit.
I mean, so yeah, it has 300 horse, but who cares? When a fat guy on a 750 can keep up, it wasn't a sporty 750, it was a naked.
I like my naked.
I feel like a rocket 750 would have easily pulled, even
yeah.
with my fat ass perched on top.
Fucking
I
doesn't
thought
do
you were talking about when
160.
you're naked. 750.
Well, it's more aerodynamic.
Yeah, yeah.
Shave my chest to get more miles per gallon.
Fucking shit
Shave,
flying.
It's like, bat, 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 bat.
shave spoilers into the hair.
He's got 2 black eyes from his titties fucking hitting him.
Oh, nibble, nibble, nibble. It's cold out, so you're right.
Ow.
Got little red dots.
Oh, this went way left.
Oh,
Speaking of left, Rich, you just left your house. Oh, these things are going to cost so much. Tariffs are going to kill America.
Now, I will say, I've heard tariffs they'll make the economy worse, but if he calls their bluff and they say, well, we don't want to fucking deal with that.
Right.
If they got bigger balls than Trump's got, they'll call his bluff because he knows it's gonna fuck us. It is a fucking game.
The amount of money that the Doge is going to save America will offset the fucking tariff.
We need hats to make Doja great.
it's not saving us as much as we'd like, but it's a start.
It's a start in the right
targeting-
fucking direction.
And the
they're
thing is, that's
Stop
great.
giving billions to fucking Ukraine.
What's great is if this actually takes hold, and people are like, oh, I'm not gonna get elected if I don't fucking keep the fucking train going.
Well, we'll see if
He's
the
got
Democrats
4 years to
learn
make
their
a
lesson.
huge dent. And if it works out and he makes his huge dent, his proverbial move, people will say, I voted red last time. It worked out well for me.
You
I'm gonna
cannot
keep doing
even
it."
get people on the left currently to admit that maybe Kamala was not a great pick when she burned through $1.4 billion campaigning and is now in debt.
20 million.
Yeah, 20 million. Kamala.
Kamala?
She's in the red 20 million because she overspent. But
She spent $1.357 billion on her campaign. Trump spent what, $650 million?
So let me ask you this: so how many celebrities did Trump have to pay to come campaign for him?
Zero.
He
They
did.
were paying all these fucking people $1 million.
They were showing
were
up because
sho-
they wanted to.
Yeah.
Huh?
They
No, I'm
On
talking
Trump's-
Kamala's side.
on
They
Trump-
were getting paid $1 million to come and
they were
read
paid.
off a script and say,
What was it? Beyonce
Kid
was
Rock
paid
showed up just
$10
enough.
million.
Fuck, Kid Rock contributed to freaking Trump's campaign.
I think Beyonce
He
was
paid Trump and came.
Beyonce, I think, was paid $10 million. She showed up, talked for like 4 minutes, and then left.
yeah, everybody that was there showed up because they thought it was going to be a concert.
Yeah. What was it? Megan the Stallion or whatever the fuck it is?
She got paid 10.
She got paid a bunch of money. People showed up for the concert, and then when Kamala started talking, they all fucking left. They're not here. They weren't there for Kamala. But
No,
for some
but
reason,
the CNN will tell you differently.
They were there for the free concert.
yeah.
Yes, but the left media, which is almost all of it, says, "Oh no, they stayed for her." No, they didn't.
A couple
We've seen
people
fucking
did.
video. Yeah,
Well,
right.
when all these people were there for her, I mean, that is huge fucking stage and he's for acceptance speech, and she goes, "Okay, you guys can go home." I mean, that right there tells you what kind of person. Because
She didn't succeed.
If Trump would have lost, he wouldn't have told everybody, "Go home. I'll talk in a couple days when I can gather my thoughts."
Did you see
I'll
that
talk
last
when
video?
my staff writes up an article.
Right? Did you see that last interview with her?
Dude, she
She
was
was
bad.
wasted. She was fucking wasted. It's obvious,
Oh, was she out partying with Nancy Pelosi?
dude. Oh fuck.
She was getting ready to go to her new job at McDonald's.
Oh, I hope she.
But
I hope she burns in
I
hell.
still-
I thought she was getting a job at Come and Go.
No, that's how she got to where she is.
That's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
maybe that's what it is.
Going back.
She already been there.
I still
she
don't.
filled up many years.
I still don't understand why people on the left will not admit that Kamala was just a bad pick all the way around. Like, it's not that. Why can you not admit that she's not a great candidate? The Democrats had a lot of better options. If they had put RFK up against Trump, I feel like Trump might not have won. But the Democrats didn't want RFK. They don't see him as too
They didn't see him as
progressively minded. He doesn't toe the new party line.
that extreme fucking left crazy bullshit with all about trans rights.
He's
fucked
probably
himself.
more of an original true Democrat
He is
versus this
he is.
He's a
fucking.
classically liberal
I was gonna say
person.
versus this new
Fuck it.
fandangled freaking libtard fucking Democrat piece of shits.
I've heard many times that,
Is that
you know,
Palmer?
Kennedy was the
Huh?
last.
I don't
Kennedy
know.
was the last
They're
great,
cooler than those ones.
the last great
I'll drink
Democrat.
one of yours.
You know, because he wasn't like to the left, he wasn't to the right, he was kind of in the middle.
Center left. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just like. Then he like, you know.
He even came out and said, he goes, the Republican Party has become what the Democrat Party used to be. So that's why I'm going this direction.
Well,
I'm talking about the president Kennedy.
Oh,
He was the last great Democrat president.
probably. And look what they did to him.
They killed him.
same thing they tried with Trump twice.
Why is the great presidents always getting assassinated? Look at, they tried it with
Reagan.
Reagan. They did it with Lincoln. So
I tell you,
Because-
Democrats do not like people that don't toe the party line.
they sure as hell don't like people that get rid of their slaves.
Yep. But that's
Isn't that crazy how the Democrats make it sound like the Republicans are slave owners when they were the ones that were the slave owners? And
well.
Good luck trying to explain that to
So,
them because they will never fucking believe it.
Democrats drive this party switch narrative without understanding that the whole party switch was 12 guys switched from Democrat to Dixiecrat
You want to do?
for a couple years,
You got one left.
and then like one went over to the Republican side, one or two went independent, and the rest went back to Democrats, and that's the big party switch. But then again, Democrats also pull out Project 2025. Sorry. Project 2025. Well, it was written by Trump's former cabinet. Emphasis on former.
No, they just they
No.
they.
It
I
was
know,
written
I
in
know.
part by his former cabinet. former cabinet, and he openly admitted, especially on Rogan, he made bad picks because he trusted what he was told.
I was going to say, he was more or less forced into the cabinet he ended up, or that he freaking started with, just
he
because he
didn't think
truly
he'd
didn't
win.
think he'd get it.
And now, the CNNs, the CSNBCs, I've seen some today, of all things, how scared they are. They're going, wow, these people are just crazy. They're wild.
They're not qualified for the job.
Right.
So-
what, fine? Are you fucking kidding me? America's a huge business.
So
Stop pissing away billions of dollars and giving it away. You wouldn't give away to your competition.
the older millennial on TikTok, I think he's on Instagram too, but he went through past presidencies. I forgot what department it was for, but what the secretary of that department was going back for all the different candidate presidencies, and it was all people that weren't qualified for the job. But now that Trump's doing it, we got to criticize it.
Okay, you being a business owner, do you decide if your employees are competent to do the job and have enough experience to do the job, or do the people that you do the work for do it?
Can I phone a friend?
Okay, I
You
know
got a
that
pretty-
I
you
know
got a
that
pretty
you don't
solid
freaking do
crew.
the hiring. I know that
No.
the one that wears the pants does.
I can call my wife. I got my wife over here because I can't answer the
But
phone.
again, it was, I mean, just legit rhetorical. That the person that's going to freaking boss people around needs to do the hiring and decide that they're who's going to be my employee.
You pop any of those yet?
No.
You might want to.
You want to give him a
Well, the
Gatorade?
thing of it is
No,
when you
pump.
get into
Huh?
the
Gatorade?
federal government,
No, him.
you get into the
wash it
government,
down.
and they're like, the person is in charge.
Well, these are you do. Yeah.
The person in charge is just the person sitting on the shovel, so to speak. Even in the office.
Are you
part,
saying that you lean on the shovel day to day?
I don't know.
I used to work for him. Can I take this one?
Yeah, you can. I don't lean on a shovel. I sit in my truck
Oh.
because it's hot out and the air conditioner's on. No, but the federal. I mean, all government jobs are so. It's like you start out shoveling dirt, and then you get up to like shift supervisor, and then you get to the project foreman, and you work your way up, and they're like lazy as fuck. So the head guy is not like, he's not looking at it as my people have to be efficient. His job is to make the people as least efficient as possible, because they're like, oh, I can't do that because if I do that, that's not my job description. Nobody wants to have an invested interest in their job.
So that's where I've said it before here with the political side of things. You have let's call it a senator, whatever you want to call it. Let's call it a senator. He gets a secretary because he's so busy doing whatever. Well, it turns out he's golfing all day, so he can't do his actual fucking job. He has a secretary to do that. Secretary gets overwhelmed because she's so busy looking at Facebook
Gets
all
an
day.
administrative
She needs-
assistant.
Administrative assistant. Administrative assistant is so busy doing Facebook all day or whatever, they get an assistant. Pretty
They
soon
get a
you've
fucking
got
intern.
pretty soon you've got an office full of
Unpaid intern doing the actual work.
Yeah.
pretty soon you've got a whole office full of
People getting paid to sit on ass.
Yeah,
and
but there's
play
somebody-
Facebook.
government jobs.
But there's somebody that's a head assistant,
Yeah.
and then it trickles
They're-
down
they're the ones
because
that started
everybody
it.
has a title. Like, I'm the head assistant, and then I'm the second head
Assistant
assistant.
to the head assistant.
Pretty soon you got an office full of people looking at their phones, getting
One-
paid by the government.
One unpaid intern.
Oh, all the federal
hustling
employees
around
right now
doing
are
all
fucking
the work.
shitting
Right.
their pants. The federal employees are shitting their pants.
Good.
They're like, holy
Fucking
shit.
A, because of that Doge. That
They-
Elon
Oh yeah.
They should have been.
They're
doing
gonna
that
fucking
from day
cut
one.
cut the fat, fucking drain the goddamn swamp.
They can't do it fast enough. What I love is they're already getting their ducks in a proverbial row, right?
Yeah, so they can start
So,
on January
where-
21st.
Where the Democrat Party would be, we're going to fuck off until
Or
3
22nd,
weeks
whatever.
after, 4 weeks after we actually get in
He's
office,
ending on the 20th,
January,
so 21st
February
is-
20th.
So
Call it.
21st.
Well, then we'll
I always
really
fuck
start
that up.
looking at
It's
it, but then they
20th or
won't.
21st.
That's 20. Always.
Duh.
He gets confused about what day inauguration is. It's the 20th. So 21st, he can actually really
Right.
make some strides.
That always fucks me up, so my bad.
That being said, though,
These already
we'll
got
see
his
what the
shit
Democrats
going on.
fuck. Well, he's already.
Elon and Ramswamy have their list of. Tonight they're probably sitting there going, all right, we're going to add these things too.
Hold on. G-Dubs, we haven't seen you in a while. What do you think of this, what is it, Tom Homan, the new border czar? What do you think of that guy?
Seen him?
I think he would probably kill you if he could, because he's pretty.
He's fucking brash.
He's like, you could buy. I seen something today. He's like, bomb threats. Like, you can do what you do. I'm gonna do my job, and
Okay,
it's
well-
gonna happen, and nothing you can do about it.
What about families? How are you going to get them back? You deport them
You're gonna
as a
tear.
family.
You're gonna tear apart families. We'll depart them as a family. Deport them as a family.
They'll put
And
in,
he-
or they'll
and
get
he
put in the
has
same
no
cage
fucking-
and shipped.
That guy's got like a heart of nothing.
Heart of
Amen.
stone.
That's what he needs. He's the perfect guy. Again,
Well,
he picks the perfect
and that's
fucking
what
guy.
we need, because the Democrats you're going to deport all these families. Pump the brakes, dipshits.
Yeah.
First, we're going to start with the people that are really bad, and then we'll eventually get to the families, maybe. But we're going to start with the illegals that are here that are murderers and come from prisons.
Real pieces
And-
of shit.
We know that
gangs
guy
and-
over there was in prison for fucking murder. He's going first. That guy just kind of crossed the border because he didn't know where he was going.
That guy ate a
That-
cat in Ohio.
That guy's
He's
doing.
got to fucking go.
Because we can't have cats anymore.
I still think part of this should also be reforming the way immigration is done. Because, like, Wes, who's been on here before, is struggling through the process to get his wife in. Like,
Wes.
he has not. You've met Wes,
Little
the little
Wes?
Asian guy.
The little guy?
Yeah. But
Where does he try to get in from?
Mexico.
She's Asian.
She's Chinese.
it's a
living
long-
in
She's
Mexico.
Asian, but she's originally from Mexico.
She's Chinese, living in Mexico, working for a California startup company. But he's having a hard time getting her into the U.S. Like, they got the approval for an interview, but they haven't scheduled the interview yet.
Why didn't she just walk across?
Dude, I told him, go down there
And
with a
now
U-Haul.
she's pregnant.
From who?
Yeah, it's Wes.
Oh,
That
no.
she's pregnant by? Okay, just making sure.
More on
This
that.
poor kid is going to be quarter American. Gonna be fucking small.
She's a wee little rascal.
Well, hold on. So his oldest son is 3/4 American because Wes is half and half,
Yeah, yeah.
and his ex-wife is full American. So the kid is 3/4 American, and he's had piss poor luck with keeping cars running for any reasonable length of time. He crashed another one on MSU's campus a couple weeks ago.
Jesus Christ.
35
Poor
miles
Wes.
an hour. Front end's all smashed to shit. Anyways,
His fault?
no. Kid ran a stop sign.
Good God. I thought Jason had bad luck with cars.
So
These kids.
this kid's killed a bunch of fucking cars.
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
but-
Asian brands?
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Killed a bunch of fucking cars. And he's only quarter Asian. So his upcoming new youngest child is going to be only
Like minus,
quarter,
minus
75%,
Asian. Minus Asian.
Asian.
75% Asian. And Asians stereotypically are not great at driving.
So is he Korean? Is he
He's Korean.
Korean? And his
Wife is Chinese.
wife is Chinese.
CCP.
So basically,
I know Wes will listen to this, and I'll hear about it later, but that's fine.
You motherfucker.
so we're not gonna get flex or whatever. Whatever thing is where you guys are cut off.
Yeah, she's probably CCP. I'll hear about that later.
He's getting in one way or another.
There's a good. Dads are pretty good.
I wish him all the luck, man. Especially with that whole
Well, he's
situation.
struggling through the whole immigration process.
That poor bastard.
So, by all means, deport people that are here illegally, but we also need to reform the immigration thing to actually make it work efficiently. Because at this point, it feels like if Secretary of State slowed down anymore. It's just fucking piss poor setup.
Well, the problem is the politicians is using immigration as a tool or a weapon, because the Democrats want to get as many people in here for votes. They don't care. They could care less if they're all rapists and murderers, and they just want their vote.
Exactly.
And that's, they're weaponizing the border for their benefit.
Well, they're weaponizing misinformation, too. Basically, Kamala ran on reproductive rights. Like, oh, if you vote for me, I'll make sure you get abortion rights. I'll put Roe v. Wade back. But the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The president at this point cannot put it back into place. The Supreme Court has to be the one to do it. So if Kamala had won, she couldn't have fucking put it back like she promised up and down. She can't do shit. And on the same token,
But
like
she
the
told them what they
Democrats,
wanted to hear.
but on the same token, the Democrats said if you put Trump in there, he's going to put an outright ban and he's going to take all your fucking rights. Well, the Supreme Court has already decided that these are set in stone. Trump can't do shit about it, even if he wanted to. And like I tried to explain to my ex once, so Roe v. Wade was
Which one
overturned.
was that?
The one you know, the nut job, the lefty, the most recent one.
I'm just joking.
So
I'm happy to forget about her.
so
She went off the fucking deep end.
Oh,
yeah, fast. So like I
Her
tried
head
to,
had blown up when Trump won.
like I tried to explain to her
she
once.
was the girl in the street going,
Like I tried to explain to her once. So Roe v.
You
Wade
tried.
on the federal level was overturned, and it made it. They decided it was a state's issue. And I tried to explain. So Ohio, which is a red state, traditionally red, has enshrined abortion rights into the state constitution. That means if the perfect chain of events goes down and you get a House majority, Senate majority, and a presidency that all want to overturn, like ban abortion nationwide, if you can get basically a supermajority that want to ban abortion nationwide and they make a law for it, Ohio, because it's in their state constitution, can tell the federal government to get fucked. That's what you want. You don't want the federal government making that decision. You want the state making that decision for you. Because the state can tell the feds to get fucked.
And I agree. I
why didn't Trump or anyone on the right
The left doesn't
half-ass explain that
Because
to the
people,
masses?
people on the right understand, and people on the left, the media would just cut that shit out.
Okay,
Yeah, it's like-
the media would.
but I'm thinking,
Gosh,
They refuse to listen to it. They don't want to freaking listen to
Their
something big,
their politician says Trump's going to take away all your rights, and people on the left believe CNN blindly, and they refuse to understand that's not how this works.
but they tried. Just like Oprah Winfrey says, we have to vote because if we don't, this may be the last time we'll ever be able to vote again.
She
It's
she thinks he's coming after all of their voting rights and everything.
But she was trying to use scare tactic to
Yeah.
get as many fucking.
She should be a terror. She should be listed
Well,
as a
actually,
terrorist.
The funny part is, the
She uses
actual
scare tactics. That's a terrorist fucking thing.
like insight, people looking into that, was that if the Democrats had won, especially with their immigration policy the way it was, that would be the last time a Republican ever had a shot of winning. Because they would bring so many illegals in and give them the right to vote that you would never be able to get a Republican in again. That is stealing a vote. But the Democrats will accuse the other side all fucking day of doing exactly what they are in the middle of. But people on the left are blind fucking sheep who are educated in the way that a kindergartner is. You drew inside the lines and didn't shit
But
your
that's the-
pants. Here's
that's
a
the thing.
gold star. You're
Most of
so
them-
smart.
Most of them are all like super educated, but they're fucking dumb as a box of rocks.
they refuse to
Because
understand
they
it.
they hear their professors. This is what you need
No.
to do. This is what you need to do.
They're
this is what you do.
they are educated in the way that they're educated and smart in the way that a kindergartner is. You didn't shit your pants today. Here's a gold star. You're so smart. It's a kindergartner. They're not intelligent. They are told what to think, and they regurgitate what they're told.
Yep.
That's the end of how intelligent they are.
Well, they found out how unintelligent a majority are because they thought the majority is stupid because they're not educated. They're not what they see as to be the right person that said, "Fuck this shit." And you know how many people would have voted for Trump if they would have been told, if they would have been brainwashed, or
If
they
they
didn't
had
hate
seen-
Trump?
If it from his previous presidency, if the media had shown full clips, like with context, not editing the context out like they did a lot, if they saw what Trump actually said unedited, they would have realized he's actually not that bad of a person. But the media edited the fuck out of everything he said and cut it out of context to make him look bad.
He definitely doesn't have the right.
Well, he doesn't talk well.
Well,
I mean, he's got. I mean, if he stopped talking and just stopped at what he wants to do,
did you see
but
him?
he can't stop. He's like, "Oh, he's the best person that's ever did this job," and
Yeah, the way he puts it is stupid. However, he's still a better fucking choice.
Well,
Did you see
definitely.
him on Rogan?
Oh yeah.
Like,
I didn't
you
actually
could
hear any of
see
that.
the showboating. Like, he's a very bombastic person, but a lot of that was put on the back burner, and he just had a casual sit-down conversation with Joe Rogan.
Just like this.
Just
he
like
sounded-
this.
yeah, he sounded
And actually,
normal.
just like this, the conversation weaved a lot with Trump. It's just the way Trump is. It's the way we are. The conversation weaves.
But he talks about what he wants to do. He doesn't go off on some tangent. I mean, he goes off on tangents, but he never veers from what he wants to do and what he's going to make happen. Where the other side never tells you what's going to happen, other than they want to degrade someone else and make them,
What? Really?
You want to switch with me? My vagina's cold.
But we're over an hour.
We're going rolling.
It's a marathon.
Well, it's a marathon, but we also got to test out these games for tomorrow.
He's got a bunch of games.
Huh?
He's got some games you want
Games?
to check.
Some
Try
games that your wife wanted me to bring.
Oh.
Gotta try those out.
The phone ones where you can answer on your phone. They're pretty cool.
Oh, I don't know.
What was that?
Jackbox.
Jackbox. I knew it was box something.
I got a stack of them, but we have to. I mean, it's one of those things where the games are hit and miss, so we kind of
Really?
gotta try.
He's in pain.
Is it festered up?
Anyways, while he's gimping around.
I didn't mean Uncle Fester.
No, that's Mo Lester.
Mo Fester.
Oh, Fester the
Double chested,
molester.
buddy.
If it's got pus, I'm fucking it.
I'm
I
going in
probably
Butterball style. Oh, Christ.
So, did you get like a puncture wound or no?
STD.
I still don't think they fucking
I
did
don't
it
think
right.
they did They did a half-ass look at it. Said, "This is what I figure it is. I'm not gonna look any further. I want to go play on my phone."
Can you automatically assume what hospital he went to?
Sterners?
No.
Ionia?
Yeah. I don't think they fucking diagnosed him correctly.
Well, okay. So, what are the symptoms? I mean,
Blown out.
obviously your foot is swollen.
Well, the first symptom was I had pain in my freaking right thigh groin area.
Okay.
Okay. They diagnosed that as a severely strained muscle. It wasn't hernia, none of that shit. That is still there. Sure as hell not as tender, freaking sharp shooting pain as it was.
No, because your fucking foot hurts so bad
Tuesday.
it takes away the attention to that thing.
Yeah.
But I had a little bit of tenderness in my ankle, just to the touch, like I had a bruise on it or whatever. Hadn't done anything.
Does it actually have a bruise? Is it bruised? Or it just feels like it's like a bruise?
It just felt like it was bruised. You
Okay.
just
It's a
know
new car
how,
you got, isn't it?
Like, that's a bruise, and just a little bit tender when you push on it. That's what my ankle felt like that day. That was
Insurance covering that?
Tuesday. Wednesday, went to work and walked around all day. Couldn't tie my boot because my ankle hurt. And my ankle wasn't hurting the day before. So, went to work, finished out my day at work, left work, came back to Ionia because I had to freaking deal with the daughter. And after that, I went to the hospital. I took my boot off at the hospital. No, I had my shoe. Because I took my boots off at home, got my shoes, and went to the hospital. And my ankle was swelled up to where you couldn't see the bone knot on the inside of my ankle. You couldn't see that anymore. And they looked at it, and I had voiced my opinion a few different times about, they had talked about at urgent care that you should probably do a ultrasound on my leg, see if possibly there's a fucking blood clot. You didn't hit yourself, and you don't have any previous history of it, and the fucking vampires come in and took my fucking blood. And they came in and x-rayed my fucking foot, and I'm like,
Still
Dude.
no CAT scan.
x-rays show bone. They show density. They don't show
CAT scan shows
hollow
bone.
shit. And I'm like, okay, at least in ultrasound you can see fucking fluid, you can see freaking blood clot, you can see whatever. Same way with fuck CT. Nope. They're like, oh, you got cellulitis,
That's what I was going to tell you. You had.
infection in the blood, and fluid on the joint. Okay. So I
So
went home.
What did they do for that?
Do we
Gave
have a
me
CT here in
antibiotics.
town?
They gave me antibiotics, told me to go Motrin, 2 hours later Tylenol, 2 hours later Motrin, 2 hours later Tylenol, and told me to fucking do that. I'm like, so I'm a fucking
I'm a pill
9-month-old
popper
fucking
now.
toddler. But that's what they told me. So I sat at home all freaking day yesterday and
Popping pills.
popping pills, sitting on my freaking ass. And then I decided to get up. Oh, no. First few steps, pain scale of fucking 1 to 10, it's a fucking 20. But then once I start fucking walking, I'm good. Pain goes away, I can sit there and walk. I stop for 5 seconds or more, first 3 steps are fucking 10 plus. And it just, but if I have my foot elevated at all,
Does it feel like it's a pain, but is it kind of like a burning, sharp knife pain?
like after it's been elevated or right now?
Because I had cellulitis on my knee one time, and it was the worst fucking pain ever. And it felt like a bunch of sharp needles going into my kneecap. Like if I got out, it's like, oh my god! I'd sit in my truck, and I only had it once, and Anna's had it before, and it's fucking painful as fuck. And when I got a customer, it's a orthopedic surgeon, and he told me to take. It's not ibuprofen. It's not.
Acetaminophen.
No, it is.
Naproxen?
Yeah.
Read that.
And it
out.
doesn't
Tell
go-
me if
doesn't
that
go away
would,
right away, but-
Sound like
I have a standing order for naproxen for.
Is
my
it your
back.
right foot?
Mhm.
It's always the right. It's always the fucking right one.
yeah. Look at that and tell me. Do those symptoms match from what you've heard?
Fuck yes. God damn it.
And they asked me, "Have you ever had that?"
Well, hold on.
And I'm like,
It
"Nope,
starts
I
in the
never
right
have."
toe. but it doesn't have to start in the right toe. It
How much-
always starts in the right.
How much bacon do you consume?
Okay.
Raw meat, Mountain Dew.
Let's ask that. How much bacon have I had in the last month?
Doesn't matter, dude. It's fucking
Probably
caught
6.
up to you.
8 strips.
Yeah, but it's a lifetime. That I don't even know what that's. What is it?
Gout.
Oh, gout hurts.
Fuck yeah, I've had it. I've had it, but I got mine was taken. Read it.
Gout's
that-
usually from drinking.
No, gout's from piss poor dietary.
Yeah, raw meat. They said raw meat's number one. There's lots
If you
of things.
eat like absolute garbage, you're at risk for gout. Not saying you
He's
eat like
definitely not
garbage.
at risk. He's definitely not at risk. How'd you get that?
Fuck, dude.
Not saying you eat like garbage. I'm just saying there are risk factors that
It
go into
usually
it.
starts in the right big toe.
It's the furthest from the
So
heart.
Pat that works for us has had gout, and it's in his right foot, and it fucking kills him.
Yeah, Alan
You
gets it.
can't-
Alan's had it a couple times. I've only had it once.
And I don't think there's
I
any-
remember I was walking on the dock and he goes, I said something about my foot hurting or whatever, and he goes, in your right toe? He goes, you got fucking gout. And I went, I stopped dead in my tracks. I'm like, I bet he's right. Because Buzz has had it a bunch of times. And
I don't think there's anything to do for gout other than
there's drugs. There's drugs. They give you pills and they say,
Take it easy and fucking.
there's a specific
your
drug
diet.
just for it. I wonder.
You ever notice there's a specific drug to take care of everything, but there's nothing to cure anything?
Yeah. Well said. Well said.
RFK, please fix that.
Maha.
I'm gonna make lettuce great again.
Well, I
I'm
did
afraid-
like how he fried a turkey.
Bare feet.
RFK, when he pulled that turkey out of the lard,
It's possible.
he was barefoot.
I'll deal with it. Just not right now.
Yeah.
I'll deal with it tomorrow.
You need to fucking.
You need to deal with it, period.
You need to deal with
Is it like it's not like infected or has it got pus?
Show you in a, nope, I'll show you in a few minutes when we're done.
It's.
It's ugly.
It's not great.
Can we still see his toes?
Yeah.
Okay, not that bad.
He's just got cankles.
Pretty much.
Dude, it
Quite literally.
fucking. It's rowdy.
Kick it.
Here's to those that wish us well.
All the rest can go to hell.
See ya.